of people on YouTube that want to know about this amp, which is the Friedman JJ Jr. Yes, I know this. I know what I'm reviewing. It's right there. It says Friedman, and then there's a round thing that says JJ Jr. Come on. I've already seen this at NAMM, and I was like, Dave, what's that tiny thing? And then he was insulted, but I meant the amp. Get it? Dave's got a small one. So where were we? Oh yeah, the JJ Jr. There is a JJ amp from Le Friedman, which is very big, and it's got 100 watts, I think, and it's heavy, and it's pretty much based on the BE, but with some tweakies. Now, you might be here because you're interested in a lower wattage version of the JJ. You might be interested in a Friedman amp, but not the big one. You might be interested in the Pink Taco Mini versus the PT Mini, PT20, I think, versus the, and then the Dirty Shirley Mini, and then now the JJ Junior Mini, JJ Mini something. But you might also be here because you like Jerry Cantrell. I literally had to look that name up because I wasn't sure if that's the JJ guy. And apparently, that's the guy from Alice in Chains. Now, I know you're not going to believe me, but I'm going to call it friends with, know, or have had dinner with him many times. William Duvall, who's Alice in Chains' is his singer and other guitar player. Super nice guy. We had many great conversations. Hey, William, in case you're watching this, I called you my friend. Yet, Alice in Chains, not my bag of chips. I tried, and I know, John, I'm sorry. One of my friends, John, is a huge Alice in Chains fan. It's just not my thing. Which means I cannot show you Alice in Chains riffs, because I don't know them. I cannot quote Alice in Chains songs according to sounds, because I don't know. I can't do any of that. What I can do is review this amp as an amp, whether or not it's Jerry Cantrell's amp or not. Now, my buddy Dennis told me one thing about how Jerbear, let's call him Jerbear, come on, Jerry, come on, the Jermeister. How Jerry Cantrell gets his sound. He apparently uses two Friedman Jerry Cantrell amps, JJs, and it has this JBE mode, which takes down the volume quite a bit and gets it a lot more saturated and thick. So that, with a little bit less gain, is a very thick, massive sound. And he uses two amps, one in the JBE mode and one not in the JBE mode. So even though you might be purchasing this, which is pretty damn awesome, if I might say so, to really get the Jerbear sound, you might have to get two, because that's what he does. Decadent bastard on stage with two JJs. Well, he can afford it, because many of you bought Alice in Chains albums. So I remember that I read that he plays G&Ls. He's got his own G&L guitar. So he's a Strat guy with a humbucker, but he also plays Les Paul-y kind of things, Les Pauls. We have a Les Paul type guitar, which is the Maybach Lester right there. And right in the foreground is the Friedman Vintage S. So I'm trying to cover both things, not with Alice in Chains riffs, because I literally don't know a single one. So what do we have here? 20 watts. And it's got tubes in it. Guys, I'm not prepared for this. I got this amp today. Did the produced track that you saw in the beginning. Did the slideshow. Did the photo shoot. Filming this. Now it's, oh my God, it's almost 11. Leslie's going to kill me. And it's got to go back tomorrow. So I just put this on and played and had a shit ton of fun with it. So it's got some tubes in it. And like so many of these small amps, it's using EL84s. Obviously, the big kahuna is not using 84s. I'm going to assume it's based on 34s. What do I know? You look it up. So on the front panel, this is technically a single channel layout, even though it's got two channels. So over here is the clean volume. And right here is a little switch that we switch to clean and drive. I would love if there was actually a light indicating that. Just the switch, frankly, to me on stage, You have no idea what channel you're in until you play. And sometimes you might want to know. You want to glance over to your amp and see a little light saying, clean. Just saying. Above the clean volume, is that... It says clean volume, so it's not a clean gain, I guess. Is a bright switch. And in Friedman fashion, that is, in the center, it's off. And then a little bit more on the right and a lot more to the left. I wish, because it's tough to remember that Dave put a little plus on the right and 2 pluses on the left. That would really just allow me to know what's happening before I switch it, and then I have to use my ears. Dave, can I please have a little bit more visual feedback? So here we have the channel switch, and here's this JBE mode. So on the right, it's off. On the left, it's on. Reduces the volume, but gets a lot more denser. We're going to, of course, test that. We have a 3 band EQ, master, and presence. Okay. In the back, we have over here a foot switch input. It comes with a foot switch, a single button foot switch and a cable, so that's included. We don't have to show that. We have an effects loop right there. Send, return. Of course, Dave's effects loops are the best ever. And then we have a DI out, frequency compensated. Sadly, you can't turn the frequency compensation off to use like something like a torpedo cap, to use your own IR, so it always comes frequency compensated. That would be nice to just turn speaker sim off. But it's got a ground lift, it's got an on-axis, off-axis, and I can't read that. Oh, a level thing. The level was pretty damn hot coming in, so I padded it on the computer. I didn't have to do that because I can pad it right here. Well, now it's set up. Then there's 2 speaker outs. Use that one first. You can switch to 16 and 8, and then all that stuff for power. I'm running it now through the Synergy 212. There's actually a matching 112 cap, which is really cute, but we didn't want to ship too much stuff around because this has to go in and out really fast. So I just said, send me the amp. I have a Synergy. It comes with B30s. We're good. We're going to go into the Synergy mic with the Lewitt MTP 440 right there in front of it. We're also going to go into the Tone King cap. The Tone King, which not a single camera of the 10 cameras we have. All right, go to the favorite cam. It's right there. Right there's the Tone King in the background, that green thing. And that's got a special voice cap for the Tone King, but we're going to use that combo as a cap to give you a different flavor. We're going to check out the DI sound, and we're also going to check it into the aux with a 412 cream backloaded cap. Whew. We're going to see how loud it gets, but then immediately take it down again, because when I did the new Marshalls, the JCM and Miniplexi, I wrecked my hearing. It was exactly that setup right here, and now my ears are a little bit fucked, which is why I have hearing protection. Because even though it's 20 watts, I have a hunch that that's quite a bit. So, we're going to start with how loud does it get. I'm running it right now through the Tone King attenuator, which is quite a pricey box, but the best attenuator you will find. Even at lower volumes, all the frequencies are exactly the same. Fletcher Munson, watch my video on that whenever it comes out. So right now, it's not attenuated at all. And we're just going to see how loud it gets. But I put this in. That is most certainly loud enough for band. It's not killing everyone in the room. It's pretty damn loud. So with the drummer, yes, you'll be okay. Wait, actually I want to know, what about cleans? How stable does it get? Does it stay for the cleans at higher volumes? Damn it. Good. It stays clean. Is it gonna kill against the drummer? Probably borderline, but it'll work. So, it's definitely gonna be loud enough That's good. And it stays relatively stable. Oh, wait, it says master. But that's only master. Ah, that master is only for the drive channel. Interesting. See, it's a completely independent clean volume. Interesting. So, we have a little bit of hum here. Yes, I have a little bit of a grounding problem. Also, there's a billion lights and cameras and all that stuff on, and this is wired into many things, and difficult to get that out. So, no, it's not a hummy amp. To me, also single coils. How pretty is this guitar? Come on. Pretty as in beat up and cool. That's what I mean. So, clean channel. Does the EQ affect the clean channel? No. So the clean channel completely has its own volume and a bright switch, and that's it. And I like the clean channel. It's because it's not a Fender, because it's not an anything. It sounds very unique in almost an acoustic way. I don't know if you can hear this. That's with all the brightness. All the brightness off, it's quite dull. So for me, it would always be kind of at least brightness 1. So let's try that with a little bit of chorus from the Warped Vinyl by Chase Bliss. Apparently, for me, that sounds Alice in Chainsy. I don't know. A bit of delay from the tonal recall, and we're going to go on the back here. It's a very unique clean. All I can say is that's the clean that makes me happy in a very unique way. Very cool. I'm not going to test it with an overdrive because A, I forgot to put one on the table. B, I'm too lazy to put one on the table now. C, that amp has a lot of gain. And you would probably want to buy it because of its way of having the gain. So that's how I get around being lazy. effects loop works absolutely perfectly. I want to see if it behaves differently if I plug that in or out. Nope. Pretty much super transparent effects loop. Doesn't affect level or anything. Nice, Mr. Friedman. You did something right, Dave. Awesome. Except, can I have a plus and a plus plus there? Just saying. And a little light. See the channel? Just saying. Guess we go channel 2. Actually, no, we can't. Gotta stay with the clean for a second. So, the clean. Right now, you heard it through that cab. Now we're gonna go and listen to it through the aux with a 412 Greenback loaded cab. I don't know what I'm doing. Okay, now with the Tone King cab. The Tone King cab. That's absolutely beautiful. We're gonna go, and now DI. It's late and I play like shit. That's actually all good. Moving on. Back to the Synergy cab. Channel 2. Effects off. It's a very unique kind of distortion, I would say. I really actually think that. I'm not shitting you. playing a song as we go. That means that amp fucking rules, because if I'm inspired to do shit, then it's a good amp. That's the only thing that matters when it comes to gear. Are you inspired? Are you having fun? Is it moving you forward creatively? No matter what the price point is, if it's expensive or cheap, any of it, it only matters if it makes you do stuff. And this makes me do stuff. All the knobs do what they're supposed to do. So with the gain low, can I drive it into power amp distortion? Wait, isn't that an Alice in Chains song? Sounds like an Alice in Chains song to me. That one also. Okay, that's a different kind of drive, and it works with that amp. But be careful if you actually don't have an attenuator, it will kill you. That's just good. I don't know. I'm doing complete random bullshit, and it's fun. It's chunky. It's the palm muted stuff is like. Super articulated. All the notes are there, even on monster gain here. Moving on to the JBE setting. I'm going to show you the difference. the mids are much more pronounced in the normal setting. The JBE takes the mids out, makes it a lot less midsy. And takes the volume down a little bit. It took it down quite a bit more this afternoon at different settings, I guess. It's chunky as hell. Recognize that, that's from the song at the beginning. Moving on to the Les Paul before we go to different cabs, and then we're done. Yes, I'm sorry, Gibson, I'm calling this Les Paul, even though it's a Maybach ripoff, but it's a good one. And for those of you who like to say, tune please, I'm tuning. I'll just go to drop D immediately. So let's see, this is obviously totally different. I really like how it brings out some, all the high-end brittly breakiness of the strings comes through even on high gain stuff. And I feel it's very unique in that way on the Friedman. Let's see what it does with this thing. There's no standby switch. Chunk tone! This is very heavy, but this is also very defined. All the details are there, and especially all that stuff in the high end. It's super chunky without being muddy in any way. Very impressive. Do you hear how all that shit's there? That means it's a good amp. Holy crap. I can't stop doing this. It's just too much fun. Going back to the other mode. See what happens. It's also good. Way more mids. Just, it's also good. Yeah, it's just good. it's very different than I thought what it would be. We're gonna go into the JBE mode where we were before, and send it into different things. So that means we're gonna go into the aux. Actually, let's go into the other speaker, which is the Tone King speaker for now. That's set up. Yes, here it is. Okay, and now the aux, cream back loaded, blah, 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 412. And now the DI directly out into front of house. You've heard it all. That's the amp. How does it sound with the tube screamer in front of it? I don't care, because I wouldn't do it. I would use that. So I thought that what this is, I'm going to be honest. Look, I love Dave. Nice guy, even though he takes over my studio sometimes. Or takes the mic away from me, the bastard. But I'm going to be honest. I thought that the JJ, I never played the big one. I played a BE 100. I thought that it's really just, let's make some money. Let's just slap Jerry Cantrell's name on it, do the BE, but give it a little bit of a different color, and call it the JJ. Hey, more money, less problems. However, if that's what the big one sounds like, I guess the big one probably has a little bit more oomph because bigger transformers and different tubes and all that stuff. But then that's not the BE. That's the BE with a, I'm going to say, considerably different flavor. There's always this very bright high end. It feels like the steel of the strings is always coming through. It feels like, especially with the Strat, with the single coils, there's this beautiful, dirty sparkle. And even with the humbuckers and all the mahogany and all the gain, that top end is there. And the top end is what makes it very clear. So on the biggest chords and all that stuff that I throw at it, all those notes, it doesn't care. It's fat, it's mean, it's growling, it's a lot of gain. But all the notes are always there. So that definition is there. It's the absence of mud. And to me, that defines that amp. Yeah, the roots might be BE-ish, but I feel in the clean and on the drive and JBE or whatever, all the switches, whatever you want to do, it's got a very distinct flavor. And I like that flavor. I just realized that I forgot to do the switchy things on the back for the DI. So we're going to do that. Here we go. Well, ground lift, with all the grounding here, I don't think that does anything. But let's do the... Right now we're on the axis. Let's do send... Oh, wait. I want to hear what I'm doing. Well, there you go. So, this thing clocks in at, I don't know, I don't want to say something wrong. I think $15.99. So, for 20 watt amp, wait, I said something wrong. It's not PT and mini something-ish, because it's got that DI out, which is what the Runt has. It also has 2 channels, which is what the Runt has. So this is Runtish, not PT and DS-ish. So it's like the Friedman Runt with the JJ on it. And sounds different. Now, you can say, well, why does this tiny little amp with only 20 watts, why is it $15.99? Well, one reason is it's got that logo on it. And you're not paying for the logo, you're paying for the man. You're paying for his experience. You're paying for the fact that once you own a Friedman amp, you are part of the club. Okay? Dave will answer if you have a question through email or whatever. This is not someone who hides and says, "Whoa, you bought my amp, boo-hoo." No. You're buying yourself a ticket to a very exclusive Friedman owners society. That's not what you pay for, obviously. It's just good. Quality matters. This is all made in the US. Did I scratch it? Oh, no, there's some rubber on it. That shouldn't come with it. Here we go. Ha. It's all made in the US. The best parts possible. The effects loop is super high end. That's the Friedman effects loop. It's got the DI out. The DI out alone, Dave sells in something called the Micnomo, which probably is quite expensive because it sounds good. But everything from the leather handle. Let me point out, by the way, how big ass the feet are. I hate it when amp manufacturers do the really tiny feet and then you can't put it on a cab with a big leather handle. Well, those feet are no freaking joke. You can absolutely put that on a cab with a big leather handle. It's an important detail. And it just, everything about it makes the amp feel super high end. From the way the Tolex is done. Of course, you know, the nice ladies at Boutique Amps Distribution, we've seen them many times. That's their job and they do an amazing job. Now, all those Friedman amps don't really have corners, which is something that we could bitch about. On a 100 watt amp, I actually should, like the Dirty Shirley and the small box I have. They're heavy to lug around and they don't have protective corners, but it looks nicer. So, corners, yeah, better for when you carry it around, but it doesn't look so cool. So, yeah, it's what I got to say. It sounds great. And they're all kind of based on Marshalls, but I think this is a very, very unique sound that you only can get in a JJ. Of course, I might be completely wrong about that. I haven't played every amp. If I don't want to carry a lot, I don't need the insane volume, but I'm a big fan of, where does he play again? That band? Well, that gets you there. And even if not, you want chunk in the trunk, massive sounds, that gets you there. And the cleans are very unique as well. So, in this price range, you have to decide. I'm not going to say it's a bang for the buck. It's boutique. It's high-end. In a small package. Well done, Dave. Well done, Jerbear. Links below. Thanks, Leslie, for this very late session. And animals at the end.